Welcome to the video. Let's see if it works as expected. So today we are going to go on with Super Grub2 Disk development. So as you might know, I'm focused on secure boot, but before going into secure boot I need to build group 2.06 so that it builds in Debian 11 throot. And what I have just decided is that I want to use the Docker system in order to build this stuff. So I need to add some stuff in order to build in Docker. This is not going to be easy to do. So far, let's take a look at the Super Grub directory with all of this. So what we want to do is just run Super Grub meta mk rescue so that every build is done. So yeah, so the idea is to do these steps manually in a Docker image. So first of all, we need some instructions here in development that talk about the Docker development. Okay, so let's see on which branch we are. So we are on master branch, so I'm going to create a new branch. Okay, and the idea of the new branch is that I want to work with Docker. Once Docker has been once I've managed to work with Docker new new development environment. Okay, so once I am in this new Docker branch, once I know how to do it, I might make another branch. Okay, so let's see. So first of all, I need to write in development whatever I want to do with it. Okay, so how to upgrade group installation, what to do with the new group version, and yeah, the versioning. So down here I'm going to write about Docker. Okay, okay, so Docker, yeah, so first of all you want something about Docker manual development, and then you want also to have Docker release build. So release build, build release, release build. Okay. So first of all, you need to have Docker installed, and your user needs to be able to create Docker instances. Probably something more. These instructions are for Ubuntu 20.04, but they should work with other operators, with other similar, but they should work similar in other new Linux distributions. Okay. So let's search about how to use. Wait a moment. So let's search for Docker. So this is Docker Ubuntu. One second. Okay, how to install and use Docker on Ubuntu 22.04. Yeah, I should install the Docker install Docker command without sudo. My question is why the hell do I have to use the Docker repo instead of the Docker package? I mean, why? There's a trend on Docker installations so that transitional package Docker. So Docker IO is the package for Docker that comes with Ubuntu 22. So Docker CE is the community edition, and Docker IO, if I'm not mistaken, Linux container runtime. This is a transitional package that depends on what? Let me check. Change log. This should have this should depend on another package, isn't it? So if we open the Debian tarx, why can't I open this? What the hell happens here? Why can't I click on this? am I being trolled? Okay. Docker. Let's see what control says. Depends on Docker. Replaces Docker. Rakes Docker. System tray for Docker application. Okay, so the source is Docker, and this package Docker. Wait a second. So it's Docker IO what I want to use. Okay. Let's see if we can find something else that does not use the official Docker. Otherwise, we can just use this is the same thing, and this is going to be the same thing. And this is, yeah, that's right, that's what we want to do. We want to use these instructions which talk about the package. So what we want to do is, let's see, so we want to update, we want to, wait a second, we want to install the package, we want it to start and being enabled by default, I guess. Then apparently you want to check its version and if it's working or not, and you also want to run it as your current user. Your username, your Linux username, and you need to reboot for these changes to happen, and that's, I don't like this because I want these changes to work. Okay, so let's try all of this and see what happens. So let's fire here root terminal and see what happens with all of these instructions that we have here. I may open bash and bash twice so that we have the right values. So we want to update here. we want to install Docker IO. Okay, branch Ubuntu Fun. Okay. Hopefully breach utils do not break my network configuration. So we are going to start the Docker service, but I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not going to enable it because yeah. So then you can say Docker version and you can say Docker info. Okay, apparently it works. And then this is this thing about adding your username, which is rescatxs. So right now what I can do is to open the terminal again and see if this works as expected or not. So I'm not sure. Apparently you can pull this hello world. Okay, so I don't have these permissions, but maybe I can do something like this and see if there's a difference or not. Yeah, so apparently if I force the user, it works. Okay, so my user is ready, and then you can do docker run hello world. Okay, so what we're going to do is here, so this is going to be reboot to reboot so that changes are taken into account. So the manual development is we first create a Debian 11 template, Debian 11 minimal installation, so that we can install required packages. So this is what we're going to find out step by step. So where the hell do I have this? Let me check. So if we take a look at these documents, which I should have in English, I'm not sure if this is the right thing that I want to check here. Yeah, so apparently you need to use a tag so that you can save your Docker instance or something. So this is more or less what you want to do. Okay. So first of all, we create Super Grub builder. Okay, Super Grub manual builder. Okay, and dot means that we used the default Docker file, which we haven't done yet. But this is more or less the idea. So first of all, we need to define a Docker file. So what I want to do here is to download the Docker file, which is somewhere. Wait a moment, this is the document server package, and this should be this is not the document server package, but the one that we build build tools. That's right. So in build tools there's a Docker file which is somewhere here, and this is what we want to do, more or less. So the idea is to have this, but without all of this. We only want yeah, so the idea is doing something like this, so this is going to be manual builder Docker file. Okay, so the way you build this is not by using dot, so that it uses Docker file, but that it uses manual builder Docker file in this same directory. Okay, so the manual Docker file, let's open all of this with yeah. So here what we want to do is yeah, we want time zone. I don't think we care too much about this, and we want Debian 11 dot something. I'm not sure which is the current release. Let me check Debian releases. They were going to release one soon. So it's Debian 11, but yeah, so 11.3, I mean there's 11.4 that's going to be released soon, but we want something that works right now. So 11.003, okay. So the other thing that we want is the dependencies, so that you can start building stuff. Okay, so I have no idea which are the dependencies, but I'm going to find out them thanks to something which is the documentation, which we should already have, which is development, which we already have opened, but doesn't have anything about what are the minimum requirements. Okay, and we have install, which probably has something here. Super Grub2 Disk tends to depend heavily on the latest features of Grub2, so using it with older version of Grub2 is very likely to fail. Okay, so Grub2 also needed Chorizo, Unifont, mtools, Delix fix in Debian. So mtools, maybe it's not needed. Unifont, I see. Then you've got all of this theatroot stuff, so that yeah. So maybe we can start with something, I mean, so maybe we can install, I don't know, sudo. Why would we like sudo? Maybe we can start with sudo and chorizo so far, and then we can work from there, because I want to do this manually. Okay, so far we have this stuff. So apparently what you want to do is to okay, so apparently what you want to do is to let me see. Yeah, so I need the Docker instructions. I mean the development one, which I'm going to open on Kate. Where is it? Here. Okay, so now I have these instructions. And I have this. Okay, so what you want to do is, so currently we don't have any directory, but the idea is that you're in what's the path? So the idea is that you are in this path. Okay, so what you want to do is build this stack, which is the supergroup manual builder, with this Docker file. So this should create somewhere. Context must be a directory. What the hell? Context must be a directory. Yeah, so we need the F. I think it's F, so that I use in a specific yeah, so that's //config. No, that's not right. So it's Docker file. Wait a second. Docker client. Yeah, wait a moment. Maybe it's Docker IO. Docker custom Docker file. This is done somewhere. Docker build. Docker file. What the hell? Instead of specifying a context, you can pass a single Docker file. What the hell? Can we do it okay, here it is. So usually it's path docker file, so we want to use F. Let me check if this is what I want to do. Docker build requires exactly one argument. Oh my god. So I think the idea is that the context is the current directory, but you want F to use the specific file. So this is what I'm going to use in here. So this should okay. What the hell do I'm supposed to do here? Is this something that happens to everyone and you just have to use 11 or? Okay, manifest for Debian 11.03 not found. Maybe it's 11.3. Let me check. Okay, it's not 03 but 3. Maybe that's the error. Okay, let's see. Maybe this needs to be 3 like this, because this is not Ubuntu, this is Debian. Let's see what happens. Okay, so we update and we install. apt utils. Okay, so we have something which is Super Grub manual builder latest, and this is nice. So here we should what the hell is this? Beta 8. Okay, so apparently I had beta 8 around here. So what I want to do is to add the changes to development, and I want to add this, and this is Docker new Docker based development instructions, and we will be improving this commit or this branch with new stuff till we have something better. So this is quite nice. Okay, this is quite nice. So we have managed to work with this, and then we need something. So once then we use it to run stuff inside of it. Yeah, so here there is a problem. I mean, usually what you want usually what you want here is the directory. Yeah, okay, so let's see if I can. So usually what you want in a Docker file is you want to map either directory from your system into the Docker, so that the Docker directory can modify this directory, and you also want to map maybe the results so they are saved somewhere else. I don't remember too much uh, if you modified stuff. So usually you use Docker minus IT, if I'm not mistaken. Let me check if I can find something about this from my own stuff. Okay. Yeah, maybe this is the right one that I want to use. So here we prepare this to be built, and then we run this so that yeah, so but this was something about, okay, let me check. So I think you want just to use Docker IT, Docker run IT, but this is Docker run IT. So what you do is you have this latest, but I'm not sure if this is the right thing to do. So if I'm not mistaken, where is the where have we, yeah, so yeah, I want to work with, so I want to work with GIT here, and I want to go here and do some stuff. So I think what I want to do is this. So that means that now I am in a Debian 11 stuff. So somewhere, okay, so this is Debian 11 because we have bullseye here, okay, and apparently this is a snapshot that goes into, no, this is not a snapshot. Okay, so this is going into, so this is bullseye, and we have installed chorizo, if I'm not mistaken, so it should be here, okay, and that's it. So the next thing that we want to do is to put the directory, which I'm going to do a copy because I'm not very sure what I'm doing here. So this is Super Grub2, and this is Super Grub before going into Docker. This is going to be quite okay. How much is this? 2 gigabytes, okay. Okay, so the idea is that we do GIT stuff here, and here we have this thing. So what we want to do is to get the directory here. So what you do is, so I'm not sure, yeah, so this, then there's the thing about saving the snapshot, which I guess should be done once you exit, but I'm not sure about that. So the idea is to use V. What's this? Was it like this? So you can say, let me check 1 second. Yeah, so this is a bit the idea. So this is where you check this is the directory. Wait a moment. So this is the directory. So what you want to do is just having this the current directory where Super Grub2 Disk is, and this maybe is Super Grub2. Error response from them and famous to current shim also random great failed. Wait a moment. Executable file not found in path unknown. Error way to context cancelled. So I'm not sure if the problem is because the Docker is run or it's something else. I think that the problem is that Docker is run. Executable file not found in path unknown. Yeah, because this directory does not exist. Okay, let me check once again here. Do I have build tools? Or is this something? Yeah, let me check the Docker file. Damn it. Okay, yeah. Work there. So we want this basically so that it makes sense, but I'm not sure if the work there needs to be this one. So the idea is that we have this on Docker file. Let me check. This should be after run. So after run we just create this directory, and this is going to be Super Grub2. I don't care the name, I guess. So we are adding this directory so that we can build something there, and then we will figure out if we want another directory for the stuff that goes out or not, because I'm not sure about this. So apparently here what you do is to build a stuff. Then when you run, you map the out directory with the out directory here. But yeah, so we need a way of making, yeah, we need this hit clone stuff to make stuff go into the, yeah, this is something that we are missing. We need to put the files in the right place, and my idea is that this is write only, and I'm not sure if -b is write only. I mean, I'm not sure if -b is read only, because I want, yeah. So I want this to be pushed inside the I want these files to be pushed inside the Docker file, but not with a hit clone, because that means that I have to have a hit server or something, and I don't want this to be so complicated. But we can maybe do something with this. So far it seems that this does not work. This is not going to work, and so we need to create again the ISO. I'm not sure if this is going to work, or maybe it's going to say that the Docker file is running, or maybe it's going to close the current version that it's running. I'm not sure about this. Yeah, apparently it uses the cache. So we add the Super Grub2 directory. That's nice. Then it should do something else. So it's going to add the 2 gigabytes. Maybe we don't need so much about it. Maybe we don't need so much. Yeah, this is because it's 2 gigabytes that it's copying, because this directory has all of the oh, I don't know why there are 2 gigabytes. Yeah, because it has all the builds and the stuff. So I should probably do a make clean or something before using this. But so far we need to understand what we want to do. And yeah, so what I want to do is docker run directory read only. That's what I want to do. Read only. Okay, here it is. So apparently you can use this syntax, which is the external directory, the internal directory, and then colon RO, and this is read only, and this is read and write. So that way we can have a direct directory with this. So now if I run it with Super Grub2, which is what's the original idea, why the hell this is not working? Failed to create the Shimose reason executable final prompt. Yeah, I think I know what's the problem here. So I think what you want to do is like this. Let me check. I think the other was not the right one. Yeah, so you want the options, and the last thing you want to use is the image. That's why it didn't work. But the first thing it should complain. Okay, so now we have something that makes sense. So what we need to modify is this. So save your current work. We will see how we do this. So here, yeah, so here if I modify something, it's going to be modified outside of it. Okay, and I will probably have a Docker file with everything that has the tag. Maybe you can change the tag so that you can build something else than the default tag. I'm not sure about that. So one thing that it's not on the on the yeah, so one package that it's not on the what the hell is this, on the Docker instance, on the Docker image is git, so I want to install it. So this is going to tell me how to, so I'm going to install it. Yeah, so as you can see here, if I check for git, I have these new packages, git and gitman. So if I exit this instance and I run this again, let's see if it's saved, and you see that it's not saved. So we need a way to save the images, but Docker save work in a current image. I don't remember too much how this worked. Docker save. Now commit change. Yeah, that's right. Docker images, Docker run it. Yeah. Docker commit. There should be an easier way of doing this. I shouldn't need to put the ID. Okay, Docker commit image. Commit. Let's see if I can. So this is what we already had, isn't it? This is the same page. Docker commit. Yeah. Yeah, maybe we should do this. Start the containing, you modify the container. So yeah, okay, let me check and see if I understand what one is supposed to do here. And then so apparently wait a moment, I need another tab here. So apparently you're supposed to do Docker PS. So this has the the container that I have just ran, and this is the container that I exited before, which should have the git. So apparently I can commit this container into this image thanks to commit. So the way you do it is by running something like docker commit whatever. You can use this name or you can use this one. space and latest. So if I exit here, which doesn't have the GIT, and I run again into Super Grub Manual Builder latest, now I should have the GIT, and the GIT is here. This is what I want to do. I want to save my current state while I try to work around stuff. Okay. So let's see. Dylan Kamal. Hello. Dylan. Oh, Dylan is no longer here. This might be the guy from Tech Vault, but I'm not sure about that. Okay, so let's continue. So let's write somewhere here. Save your current work. So what you want to do? It's something like this. So save your current work. Exit from your Docker. Identify your Docker container ID, and so this is the one which is the exited one. And then so this is, wait a second. So exit from your Docker, identify your Docker container ID, and what more? Commit your changes into it, recent changes into it. You can even, I guess you can change this name here. I have sort of versions, but I am not sure about if this is something easy to do or not, but that's a bit the idea. So the next thing that you want to do is so now you can run more stuff inside of it again. So this is the same command. Do not run. So the idea is that do not run docker build. Again, because you will lose your changes. Okay, so this is the idea that so once I have saved it, I can run this command again, and I have again this stuff. So this is what happens here. We have GIT. Okay. So now we need to see how the directories are modified here. Okay. So, what we want to do right now is to so yeah. So what we want to do right now is to have um, something else that I have here, which is one read-only directory that matches the hit root folder, and one rewritable directory that matches the Super Grub2 output. Okay, so this is more or less what we want to do. So I'm not sure, I think I'm going to end the video here, but the idea it's that one. So right now I can exit from here, and when I close the computer this Docker image will stop. It's already stopped, but yeah. So what we want here is what I have said before, and yeah, so we want to add development and manual builder docker file, and this is going to be the new Docker files. Wait a second, and I want to push this. Wait a second, I want to push this into somewhere. Into GitHub. And what's the current branch? Docker something. Okay, so I have pushed the stuff to the branch, to the GitHub, and yeah, so that we have this change, but we can maybe improve it. And so that's it. That's for today. This is what we're going to do. So next day we want read-only directory with the hit with the Super Grub2 folder, which more or less we already have. Okay, then we need an output directory, which I'm not sure about that. So wait a moment, where is the so so if you take a look here in Super Grub2, we have some temporary directories, which is Super Grub2 group builds and Super Grub2 group installations. Okay, and then so these are the builds that have all of the stuff. This is not needed when you build the stuff. I mean, you should not have this. And then you have the installations. And here in the installations, you've got you've got the installations that lets you install the stuff. And then in the releases directory, it's where this is created. Okay, so the idea should be that releases, okay, is the directory which is read and write, but the other ones are read only, unless you are inside the what's the name, unless you are inside the Docker, which I guess it's read and write inside of it. So let's write this somewhere. So this is Super Grub2 whatever, and this is going to be releases. Okay, so the idea is that we enable Docker to write into the releases directory, and then we will see if the releases files are with our user or not. That's one thing that I'm not sure about, that because I want the files to be from my users, not the files with root directory, but with root permissions. So this is the thing that we need to do next day. It's just writing stuff when you run Docker, write it down, and that's it. Once we have managed to build this once we have managed to build this in a Debian 11 th root, we can move into building Super Grub2.06 in Debian 11. Anyway, we need to practice more the Docker stuff so that we don't lose data, so that we don't lose progress. And so this is the thing that we want to do. So thank you for being here.